Now that you know what those services are, now we start to get to the technical part. And this is where we as facilities people need to work with IT people. Okay? We've got to work together on this and understand what it is. You've got to start by mapping the services to the applications and then ultimately the applications to the infrastructure. And it's always an interesting question because when we sit down to this, I'll ask you, do you have an inventory of your applications? How many organizations have a true inventory of their applications? Does anybody in here know? Do you have a full inventory of your applications? You're a rarity. Say 90% do not. This app team knows their 20 applications, this app team knows theirs, this app team knows theirs. The server people know the servers, but they don't know what apps are on what servers, yet what storage it's tied to, yet how much power is it going to need, how much cooling is it going to need, where am I going to, you start asking those questions and it's pretty vague. Okay? So what happens is you follow this down here. The service has to be mapped to the application. And it's not one application. Okay? That's the thing that people forget about. If I bring up this application that runs our payroll, XYZ runs payroll, I bring that up. No, it's tied to 3 databases. It's got a web server for people to log in, our employees to do their work on. It's maybe got a duplicate server over here. It's maybe got a suite, and it's got another secondary dependent application to the finance group that it ties into for finance purposes, and maybe it ties into one for tax purposes, and on, right? There might be 6, 7, 8 applications that have to all be brought up at the same time for that to work. Okay? So you've got to identify all those applications to support the service. Then from there you can define the technology to support all those applications. It might be 7 or 8 server instances and a whole bunch of storage to run that application. And guess what? Once we get all the technology, now we can finally talk about what size facility we need. So IT, business and IT have to bring us to this, to us the facility, and we as facility better be asking these questions to make sure we size it properly. Right? That we don't overbuild or we don't underbuild for what we need to recover. Okay? Now, once we get this technology, we can understand what we need for a facility. Okay? And from a facility, there's 3 capacity things we need, right? Power, space, and cooling. That's really what's most important to us, right? I mean, security is important and network. I mean, there's other things, right? But it really comes down to power, space, and cooling. Okay? So these are the things that have to be defined from the business with the services to the application team to the IT team to get it to us so we know what to provide for a facility. Okay? Has anybody gone through this process in an organization? A little bit? Some? No? If you haven't, you're not unusual. I mean, this is a tough process to go through, but it's reality if you're really going to define what you need for disaster recovery. And it seems like a whole lot of work, but it's a lot less work than building 100% and 100% data center. Because now you're talking millions of dollars, and it's not millions of dollars to go through this process to build 2 duplicate data centers. Okay? That's a conversation to have.